Think about your final moments on Earth. What would you choose for your last meal? This thought-provoking question has led to some of the most unusual and fascinating requests from death row inmates. From a single olive meant to symbolize peace to massive feasts, these choices reveal so much about the people who made them. Let's have a look at 15 of the strangest last meal requests. Number 1. Robert Buell and Victor Feguer, 1 olive. Robert Buell and Victor Feguer shared an extraordinary request, a single olive with the pit left in. They hoped an olive tree might grow from their grave, symbolizing peace. This simple yet profound choice reflects a final wish for tranquility. Feguer's request included the specific detail of having the pit buried with him, signifying a new desire for new beginnings even in death. Number 2. Philip Ray Workman, vegetarian pizza for the homeless. Philip Ray Workman didn't want his last meal for himself. Instead, he asked for a vegetarian pizza to be given to a homeless person. Even though his request was denied, the kindness behind it touched many hearts. People were inspired to donate pizzas to the homeless in his memory. You see how even in their final moments, some inmates think of others. Number 3. Timothy McVeigh, 2 pints of ice cream. Next up we have Timothy McVeigh, the Oklahoma City bomber, who chose 2 pints of mint chocolate chip ice cream for his last meal. Honestly, this choice is intriguing considering his notoriety. Opting for a comfort food beloved by many, McVeigh's choice perhaps aimed to find solace in something familiar. It provokes thought about why he picked such a mundane item, a nod to simpler times or just a final indulgence. Number 4. Thomas J. Grasso, SpaghettiOs mishap. Thomas J. Grasso made an elaborate request: steamed mussels, a Burger King double cheeseburger, and a can of SpaghettiOs. However, he was served plain spaghetti instead. His last words were a complaint about this mistake, illustrating how even in his final moments he was focused on the small things. This story is a reminder of how people often cling to minor comforts and preferences, even when facing death. Number 5. Gerald Lee Mitchell, Jolly Ranchers. Gerald Lee Mitchell asked for a bag of Jolly Ranchers candy. This quirky and childlike request perhaps reflects a desire to enjoy a simple pleasure one last time. Mitchell's choice stands out because it is so different from the elaborate meals requested by others. It makes one wonder about the memories or emotions tied to that candy for him. Number 6. John Wayne Gacy, KFC feast. Moving on, John Wayne Gacy, one of the most infamous serial killers, had a surprisingly normal request for his last meal. He wanted a bucket of KFC chicken, 12 fried shrimp, French fries, and a pound of strawberries. Before he was arrested, Gacy managed several KFC restaurants, so this meal was a nod to his past. It's chilling to think that someone so notorious would choose something so familiar and comforting. Even at the end, people hold on to simple familiar things from their earlier lives. Number 7. Eileen Wuornos, a cup of coffee. Now, here's a surprising one. Eileen Wuornos, whose life inspired the movie Monster, asked for a single cup of black coffee. This minimalist request starkly contrasts with the complexity of her life story. Wuornos' choice could signify a desire for simplicity or a need to stay awake and alert until the very end, reflecting the turbulence and hardship she faced throughout her life. Number 8. Lawrence Russell Brewer, the meal that changed Texas policy. Let's move on to number 8. Would you believe Lawrence Russell Brewer's last meal included 2 chicken fried steaks, a triple patty bacon cheeseburger, fried okra, and more? Turns out he did not eat any of it, leading Texas to stop granting last meal requests altogether. Brewer's final act resulted in a significant policy change, demonstrating how actions, even in death, can have lasting effects. This story underscores the consequences of abusing privileges. Number 9. James Edward Smith, Racunda Dirt. James Edward Smith requested Racunda Dirt used in voodoo rituals. When this was denied, he settled for a cup of plain yogurt. His unique request highlights the intersection of personal beliefs and final moments. Smith's choice reflects a deep connection to his spiritual beliefs, even at the end of his life, adding a layer of intrigue and mystery to the story. Number 10. Dobie Gillis Williams, ice cream and candy bars. Then there's Dobie Gillis Williams, who chose ice cream and 12 candy bars. This sweet and indulgent meal sharply contrasts with his situation. emphasizing the comfort found in favorite treats. William's choice reminds us that in dire times, people often seek solace in simple pleasures. His request reflects a longing for normalcy and joy in his final moments. Number 11. Gary Carl Simmons Jr., 29,000-calorie feast. Gary Carl Simmons Jr. ordered a massive meal including 2 pizzas, a family-sized bag of Doritos, and more, totaling nearly 29,000 calories. This overwhelming feast represents a final over-the-top indulgence. Simmons' meal is a testament to the extremes one might go to when facing the end, pushing the boundaries of indulgence and reflecting a desire to experience as much as possible one last time. Number 12. John Spinkelink, Jack Daniel's Whiskey. John Spinkelink did not make an official meal request, but shared 2 shots of Jack Daniel's whiskey with the prison superintendent. This choice of drink instead of food is a nod to his preferences, and perhaps a way to face his fate with a bit of courage. Spinkelink's story shows how some might prefer a final moment of camaraderie over a traditional meal, highlighting personal connections and rituals even in their last moments. Number 13. James Russell, A Single Apple. James Russell kept it incredibly simple by asking for a single apple. This minimalist choice could reflect a desire for purity or a nod to a simpler time in his life. Russell's request stands out for its stark simplicity, suggesting a return to basics or a significant memory tied to the fruit. It prompts reflection on how the simplest things can hold the deepest meanings. Number 14. Peter J. Miniel, A Feast for an Army. Peter J. Miniel requested a massive meal, 20 beef tacos, 20 beef enchiladas, 2 double cheeseburgers, a jalapeno pizza, fried chicken, and more. This extensive feast shows a final desire to indulge to the fullest. Miniel's request highlights how some people might want to go out with a bang, indulging in every possible craving. This excessive order reflects an attempt to make the most of his final moments, embracing indulgence without restraint. Number 15. Edmund Zagorski, Pickled Pig's Knuckles and Tails. Last one on our list today is Edmund Zagorski, a person who had a taste for the unusual. He requested pickled pig's knuckles and tails. This peculiar choice stands out for its uniqueness and perhaps reflects personal or cultural tastes. Zagorski's meal is a reminder of the individuality and variety in last meal requests, showcasing the diverse backgrounds and preferences of inmates. This distinctive choice prompts curiosity about his personal history and what led to such an uncommon request. And that was all for today, folks. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more intriguing stories. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.